We're believers in people. And if you have the right operator to understand our culture, our spirit, everything seems to fall into place. It is a peace of mind.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to provide to our families that we serve, is let the adult children with aging parents be with their families.
Welcome to Decision Points. I'm Scott Wood, and I'm here with Brian Levy. Brian is the Chief Relationship Officer of Cambridge Caregivers and Manchester Care Homes. Correct? Yeah,
You
great.
got it.
Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me what's going on today.
What is going on?
Yeah,
Wow.
You've already done one podcast today. This is your second
I did
one.
an episode this morning on nurture therapy,
Okay.
better known as doll therapy.
Okay.
It's-
Never heard of that.
I hadn't either. But yeah, I mean, people use dolls as a very soothing redirection. So it was a great episode.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Brian is Chief Relationship Officer. What all does that entail?
Look, we're here to serve the community.
Yeah.
I'm here to build relationships with people like you, people that trust us to refer to us, lawyers, financial advisors, doctors, clergy, people that need to know what resources there are in the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so you guys, what do you do from an educational perspective?
I love to educate.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you asked. I started a podcast a couple years ago called the Manchester Living Podcast.
Okay.
It's not to promote Manchester. It's not to promote Cambridge. It's truly to help people navigate the complex maze of elder care. And one of the most gratifying parts of my job is to educate and to help people as a resource. So I cover subjects ranging from what is hospice to what is concierge medicine to AI. We did an episode this morning on doll therapy,
Yeah.
nurture therapy,
Yeah.
things like that. It's really
Interesting.
just to educate.
So do you have guests on, or is
Yeah.
it just you?
So
No, you do have guests.
similar to this, it's
Okay.
conversation format. I'm the host.
Yeah.
And I ask questions to two thought leaders and experts in whatever I'm covering.
Okay.
So-
and where, if we want to find the podcast, where do we find it?
ManchesterLivingPodcast.com.
Okay.
It's on YouTube, Spotify, wherever.
All the
get your-
platforms?
All of the platforms.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a little bit different conversation today. Normally we have a founder, business owner, entrepreneur, but you're the Chief Relationship Officer. Our client base and really our viewership, I think, could really benefit from hearing what you guys do today. So we'll dive into that in a few minutes. But
Sure.
First, tell me a little bit about you. I just realized that we have a connection through Doug Levy and Steve and Joanne Levy and Doug and Elise. And so I didn't even realize that connection was there, but have a long friendship with that
Sure.
family.
It's
So
a small world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you grew up in Dallas.
I grew up in San Antonio.
Okay.
Obviously, a lot of family here. So
Yeah.
this was kind of home away from home. Went to college in California and always knew that I would be living in Dallas.
Okay.
I mean, that was a given.
So graduated from high school in San Antonio.
2 years in high school in San Antonio at Alamo Heights High School.
Yeah.
Then went to boarding school in New Hampshire for 2 years.
Okay.
Did a semester in Spain. Went to California for 4 years at Menlo College.
Okay.
And right back to Dallas.
Okay. And just kind of early childhood, anything significant about San Antonio? You mentioned earlier that your father died when you were young.
Dad died when I was 14. Mom remarried and moved to Nashville about the same time I went to boarding school.
Okay.
Just your average, childhood and so forth. And skied, played tennis, played golf, did the, usual.
Anything formidable, like, about that time that you sort of remember that you were like, you know what, that was really impactful for me?
That's a good question. I think the most impactful thing I didn't realize at the time is I love old people.
Yeah.
And so fast forward many
Interesting.
years,
Yeah.
very pivotal time. My grandmother, my Dallas grandmother, was a resident in one of our care homes for 4 years. Had no experience in healthcare, no experience in elder care. And our CEO's kids and my kids are friends. And so we reconnected at a Y Guides camp out, and we realized that we had that connection.
So was that you love old people? Was that an early
I've always been close with my grandparents,
Yeah.
and just enjoy knowing old people, knowing their stories, the history, knowing someone that was in the Holocaust, and knowing someone that had ice delivered to their home, things like that just interest me.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
And so where do you think that comes from? Just a natural curiosity, or?
I'm sentimental.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cry every day.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so you go away to boarding school.
Yep.
That was probably a different experience.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'd never been away that long from anywhere.
Yeah.
Great experience. Thoroughly enjoy. I'm a skier. I was a skier.
Yeah.
And we had a ski mountain on campus. So I got to ski every day.
That's pretty good.
It was pretty good. And then I lived in Spain for a semester.
While you were at the boarding school.
My boarding school had a campus in Segovia.
Okay.
Great experience. Lived with a host family, and just immersed myself in the culture.
So you go to New Hampshire as your mom now moving to Nashville,
right?
With her husband,
with my stepdad, yeah.
Your stepdad. New Hampshire's not Colorado though.
New Hampshire's in a very different skiing. It's ice skiing.
Right.
It was a great challenge.
Yeah.
It prepared me for 4 years at Squaw Valley.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
There
you
so
go.
you can
So we go New Hampshire to Menlo College.
Right.
And was that largely because of access to mountains, or was there some other decision point in there that was
decision point? 2 classmates in the year ahead of me went to Menlo, and they came back and told me about it. And I'm like, okay, that's a done deal.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's a done deal. Again, skied every weekend.
How long did it take you to get to Squaw Valley from Menlo?
Couple hours.
Yeah, that works.
No, it was great. And I had friends with houses and, the whole thing. So that was just our routine. We'd go skiing every weekend.
What'd you study?
Psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the plan?
Didn't have a plan.
Okay.
That was the problem.
All right.
I didn't have a plan. I loved psychology. Studied a little bit of psychology at boarding school at Proctor Academy. And it piqued my interest. And I went to Menlo, which is really a small liberal arts college, a business school. But I went the other route.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so you're 4 years there, I'm assuming. And
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years and 1 summer school.
4 years and a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I had that program. And then you graduate, and then kind of what's next?
Immediately moved back to Dallas.
Okay.
I knew that if I stayed, it wasn't going to be pretty.
Yeah.
So came back, started working. I was an intern during college for Southwest Airlines marketing.
Okay.
And came back to Dallas and went straight to work for Southwest Airlines.
Okay.
Customer relations.
All right.
And from there, I really, really wanted to work in advertising.
Yeah.
So got a job at an advertising agency right down the road, MD&A Advertising.
Okay.
And loved it.
Yeah.
And worked tourism and retail was our focus. And really just got to know the marketing world. There was a sales component to it because I was selling tourism programs that we developed. And from there, went to work for various advertising agencies. And fast forward to 2009, the market crashes. And, oh my gosh, what do I do? So somebody pointed me in the direction of a firm that was doing multifamily renovations. They needed someone to do business development with no construction experience. Well, if you know anything about me, I don't even know how to use a hammer. So I raised my hand and I said, great. Well, they wanted somebody essentially that could sell to the C-suite.
Yeah.
For multifamily.
Yeah.
Loved it. Just dove right in. Did that for a couple of years and went out on my own with our now CEO, Adam Lampert, said, let's do this together. And so he and I started a company doing multifamily renovations.
Okay.
And as we were building that company, he was working on Manchester care homes and Cambridge Caregivers.
Got it.
Fast forward a little bit farther, and he's like, stop this, start this. And grabbed me by the collar and dragged me over to healthcare.
Okay. So you were doing the other full-time, the renovation full-time.
We were officing together. So I would hear these terms and what they're doing, and I'd left here, right here, this, that, and the other. And I really wasn't paying attention. I was really focused on building our multifamily renovation company. But Adam knew.
Yeah.
And so
is that company now, that company got shut down?
That company's...
So we just went full in on this.
Full in on Cambridge.
Yeah, that's great. Great. So somewhere along the way, you have a family, right? You got married.
Yep.
So tell us about that.
Got married, have twin boys. They're now 22.
Okay.
They're incredible.
Yeah, where are they?
They're here in Dallas.
Okay.
They are roommates. They took the path of, I don't want to go to college, I want to work. I said, wow, guys, let's think about this. I will pay for every flat tire, every beer, every whatever you want to do in school, every book, every class. And they said, no, thank you, respectfully. And they love work.
Yeah.
So they're both very passionate. One son is really into tropical fish. So he got a job at the pet store in high school. And now he's worked his way up to be general manager,
Great.
head buyer.
Great.
And my other son is, I say he's an aspiring lawyer. You'd think he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
But he's in business development for a collection firm.
Okay.
And he loves it.
Great.
Yeah. They're both successful. They're off the payroll.
Awesome.
And I love it when they come for dinner.
All right. So let's talk about how you became the chief relationship officer at Cambridge Caregivers and Manchester Care Homes. So let's talk about the two sides of the business. First, tell us a little bit about each, and then we'll kind of delve into your role and what you guys are trying to do.
We'll start in 2009.
Yeah.
The care homes were built. Imagine a multi-million-dollar mansion in a residential setting with 8 master bedrooms.
Now, did you keep going? Yeah.
So 8 master bedrooms.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, my grandmother was a resident early on.
Yeah.
2 caregivers, so 4-to-1 ratio. It's pretty much the opposite of the large, monolithic, giant assisted living buildings.
Right.
This is very individualized care.
And were you working for Adam in the multifamily renovation?
Correct. When
your grandmother went into one of these units?
Good question. No, I was not.
Okay.
I was not.
So that came later.
That came later.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would come visit. So I was familiar with the operation.
Yeah.
And so that was in 2014, we were full. Family came to us and said, we need a room for mom. And we said, we're full.
How many homes did you have at that point?
4.
4.
So 32 beds.
Yep.
I said, great. We'll send a caregiver from our operation to your home until we have a room available.
Yeah.
Worked smoothly and quickly realized that was a business. Got licensed. In Texas, it's called PAS, Personal Assistant Services.
Okay.
And that was the genesis of Cambridge Caregivers.
Okay. And so how many homes today?
4.
Okay, so still 4.
The plan was we were going to roll that concept out and do care homes all over. We were going to do little communities, if you will. And then, things happened.
Yeah.
And we realized
So the in-home care is really directionally, you said this is a better model.
Much better model.
Yeah.
Less overhead.
Yeah.
And that's really where we're headed. People want to age in place.
Yeah.
So
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a huge challenge. Just look at the industry, and I have an aging grandparent at one time that was in more of a rehab center for a period of time, and she was nearing her final days, and then my mom was in a rehab center, which I know is different than care, aging care, but it's a tough model, right? It's tough to get good people.
Absolutely.
It's and you are usually in a larger facility with a lot of rooms and a lot of beds, and so contrast your model with the traditional model that's out there.
Great question. The traditional model is what we think of, and when we think of a nursing home is what they used to call it. A giant monolithic building with hallways and rooms and nurses, if you will, or aides. Our concept is just the opposite. It's a residential care home. It's a home with, like I said, 8 master bedrooms. So every room is an ensuite with a dining room and a den and a back patio and, places where our residents actually feel at home.
Yeah, yeah. And then with the in-home, though, that's obviously another turn. Talk to us about, why that versus the Manchester home model. Obviously there's an economic component to it.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have all the overhead and the infrastructure, but like from a user perspective, if I have a family member who is receiving care from you guys in one model versus the other, tell me what I'm getting and what's, where are the
you age in place, you stay at home.
Yeah.
People want to stay at home, and if you can afford it, absolutely, that's the route you want to go. You want to stay in your environment, your bed, your home, your spouse, your kids come visit, the pictures on the wall, everything, that's where you feel at home, right? But if you can't afford to age in place and stay at home, the second best option is to move to a care home that feels like home.
Right.
But we see the trend moving towards in-home care. So that's the division that we're expanding. We opened in Fort Worth a couple of years ago. We just recently opened an office in Houston.
Okay, so let's talk Dallas for a minute.
Yep.
So how many I guess, how many clients do you have for the in-home care?
So at this moment, we're pretty much the largest family-owned and operated operation in North Texas. Hundreds of clients. And we serve the greater DFW area. We go where home is. So whether you're living in the Park Cities, or you have a ranch in Ennis, or you have a lake house at Possum Kingdom, or a third home in California. We go where you go.
Okay. And how do you source your people? You know, the caregivers.
Good question. Our caregivers are best recruiting. They, we treat our staff like rock stars. They're our biggest asset. They're the ones with their hands on your loved ones.
Right.
So we pay them above industry standard. They get the same suite of benefits that I do. They get health insurance.
So they're employees, they're not contracts.
Oh, they're all W-2. They get health insurance, life insurance, 401k match, PTO, gas stipend. They get no interest loans. When you think on a given day, someone has a broken refrigerator or a flat tire, they have to go back to their country of origin for a funeral, we just give them a loan, and we've never been burned. They're so loyal.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so how many employees do you have?
We have over 325 W-2 caregivers.
Okay, wow.
We have caregivers, CNAs, LVNs, and RNs on staff.
Okay. And that collectively, that's 300.
Yeah, over 300.
Yeah. And how many of those are in Dallas versus other markets?
The majority are in Dallas. Fort Worth is a smaller market, and Houston is a newer market for us. So the majority are in Dallas.
I would think that that's the challenge, right? Is finding quality caregivers.
Finding them and keeping them. It's the retention, because you think, hourly wage worker, they're going to jump to another company for an extra 50 cents or $1.50.
Right.
And so having a loyal base like that, where they know where their bread is buttered, and that we're going to take care of them and give them a full work week, 40 hours, and really take care of them.
Yeah.
They're like family. I got to tell you, we have caregivers that have been on staff longer than any of us have been around. I have a caregiver, she's been with us 13 years.
Oh,
she
wow.
took care of my grandmother, and now she's a house manager at one of our care homes.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So how, of the care homes, I'm bouncing back and forth, but how many, there's 32 beds. How often does a bed come available?
Cycle of life.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had residents that have lived there over 10 years, and I had a resident pass the night before she was moving in.
Yeah.
So it's just cycle of life.
Yeah. So, but if I want to put my name on the list,
average lifespan of one of our residents, because we care for such high care need residents, it's about 1.5 years. Yeah. But on any given day, I could have a wait list 3 deep at each house, and the following week, I could have 2 rooms available at each house.
Are the houses all in the same neighborhood, or
no?
They're in different places?
They're throughout Dallas.
Yeah.
So if you think near Coit and Campbell to Hillcrest and Spring Valley, to the Preston Hollow house at Royal and Bodecker.
Okay.
And then I've got a house in Casa Linda by White Rock.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. So what else do we need to know?
What else can I tell you? I mean, it's an exciting business. We operate so differently than most of our competitors.
Yeah.
Our competitors are typically franchises or big corporate operations.
Yeah.
We're family owned and operated.
Yeah.
Our CEO is involved in every menu, in every care home, and in every engagement and the community. We do a morning stand-up call with our COO, our scheduling team, and all of our community liaisons, talking about every engagement, every failure. What can we do differently? How can we fix what broke? It's all hands on deck.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. We serve the community at more of a concierge level than most.
Yeah.
The community that we serve, like here in the bubble, in the Park Cities, the clientele are used to a concierge level of everything. And that's what we have to offer. We train our caregivers. They're not just off the street. We have 42 paid training sessions throughout the year.
Oh, wow.
Very uncommon in our business.
Yeah. So you mentioned, your competition, not by name, but you said, a lot of times it's franchises, a lot of times big corporation. And so is the main differentiator the fact that, you do provide this incredible benefit package, and so you have a higher retention with your team?
That in that we're not bound by any kind of franchise book or regulation or anything. So I'll give you an example. During COVID, our CEO was driving back from his ranch and he stopped to fill up with gas, and he saw a guy in overalls and, missing teeth filling up. And he's like, God, how does he afford to fill up with gas? I know. And so he came back to the office and put a gas stipend on every paycheck. You own a franchise. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So little things like that matter.
And does a typical caregiver, are they going to the same family every day, or are they going,
Great question.
I mean, do they have multiple families a day they're checking on?
Yeah.
What's kind of the typical?
The ideal scenario is for our caregivers to have continuity of care. Our caregivers want that as much as our clients want that. So, that's our program, is to try to assign the same caregiver to the same engagement. It's not a perfect system. There are a lot of variables involved, including overtime. So when a caregiver reaches 40 hours in a work week, it's the client's option. Do you want to pay overtime, or do you want us to bring someone new in? We do a lot of matchmaking. It's not just you need a caregiver, we grab a caregiver and throw them in your house. It's we learn about your care plan, your schedule, your criteria. Do you smoke? Do you live upstairs? Do you have a dog? All of those elements of an engagement matter to us, so we can eliminate service failures.
So what about, like, I know one of the things that, people and our clients, sometimes are concerned about is someone's coming into my home and, I want to protect valuables and things like that. I mean, how do you insure and protect against theft?
We insure and protect. We've never, knock on wood, never had a problem. I mean, our caregivers, they don't want your tchotchke. They want to care for you. And I got to tell you, we've been in some really nice homes. We've been in some really nice private planes. It's just never been an issue. I'll tell you a funny story. When I first started in the business, I had a lady call me. She was screaming at the top of her lungs that her wedding ring was missing. And said, I am around the corner. I'm on my way over. And we were tearing up her room. I mean, I was throwing girdles up in the air. I mean, it was all hands on deck. And I'm like, we'll find it. And the daughter walked in and she says, what are y'all doing? And I turned around with girdles in my hand, and she said, Mom, screaming her. She said, Mom, we put your ring in the safety deposit box 5 years ago. And I'm like, got it. Got it. So it doesn't happen.
So I'm
And if something, I'll give you an example. If something breaks, I mean, we're not perfect, right? If we break a vase or something, we're going to take care of it. We take ownership.
And then I'm guessing you're doing background checks and all that.
Absolutely. State regulations say that we have to do a state background check. We do a national background check. We just go a little bit above and beyond. We wouldn't send anyone to your home. We wouldn't send ours. And I got to tell you, I've been a client. My CEO was a client for his father-in-law. We know what's happening because we've been there.
So what's next? Like, you're going to expand in these different markets. You've already started that.
We'll scale the Cambridge division. We're looking at Denver, Atlanta, Tampa, Miami, those markets.
And what's it take to go into a new market?
People. We're believers in people. And if you have the right operator, the right COO type person to run a market, and to understand our culture and our spirit and why we do what we do to serve communities, everything seems to fall into place.
Amazing. So no more homes.
No more homes. No more. It's just a different animal. It really is. And it's, like I said, we really thought that was our path.
And then until you figured out otherwise. That's the way it works. Well, it sounds like you guys have an incredible business, and sounds like your clients obviously feel very supported, and it's a great experience for them and a lot of peace of mind for their family members.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. It is a peace of mind. And that's what we want to provide to our families that we serve, is let the adult children with aging parents be with their families. Let them raise their kids and not have to worry about mom and dad. We have a lot of clients whose adult children live out of state or even out of country. And they rely on us to make sure mom and dad are healthy and safe.
What kind of reporting mechanism? Like, if my mom's in one of these, my mom's in her home and you guys are coming to take care of her, every day or, 3 times a week or whatever the rhythm is, what kind of reporting do I get back from you all to let me know how things are going, either day to day or week to week or month to month or?
Great question. As much or as little as you want.
Yeah.
Our liaisons we call them liaisons, marketers, people that work with the families and the caregivers and the clients on a daily basis. We almost over-communicate because we want the families to be involved.
Yeah.
Some are like, we're good, take care of mom.
Yeah.
But most want to know, they don't want to know, every pill that was taken.
Right.
They want to know, how's mom doing?
Yeah.
And we send pictures, we do FaceTime, we do all of that to keep the continuity of care and the family involved. So we report as much or as little as the families want.
Yeah.
And the marketers are great at knowing the families and really keeping them in the loop on what's
How many employees total? You said there's 300 caregivers, but how many employees total?
At corporate, we have about 35.
Okay.
I mean, we have a robust, we have a controller with a robust team, HR with a robust team, and HR is over training as well.
Yeah.
So we have a really thorough training program.
Yeah.
Let me speak to training.
Sure.
It's
You mentioned you have 42 training.
42 paid training sessions throughout the year.
Yeah.
Training is so important. When we get feedback from our caregivers, when they walk into any engagement whatsoever, they have the confidence to go in that engagement and know that they can handle this situation. And, it ranges from, companionship, where I have a client that lives not far from here and his golf team died. And he's, the Lone Ranger, the last standing, and his family said he loves to play golf. So I'm like, okay, we can handle this. Of course, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'll play golf.
Yeah.
But what we did is we put together a program where we have a caregiver take him to Topgolf every Saturday.
Yeah.
All the way up to real high-level ALS type engagements, where we have nurses come into your home and care for you as you're declining.
And I guess let's talk about how the client pays for service. Is it insurance? Is a lot of it insurance?
Yeah.
Is it?
So insurance does not cover, not just with our company, but just in general, private pay or long-term care insurance.
Okay. So you got to have one of those two options.
One of the two. That's right.
And then does long-term care typically pay for 100% of it, or?
Typically not. It depends on the policy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we've seen some really stellar policies where there's no elimination period and you're ready to roll. And we've seen some policies that say you have 365-day elimination period.
Yeah.
A lot of policies were part of retirement plans for that demographic. So some are solid.
Yeah, I think the ones that were sold early on are really, really good.
That's right. That's right.
When the insurance companies got smarter as they went along.
When we start working with the baby boomers, that's not going to be the case. And by the way, we haven't even touched that population.
Yeah.
We're still working with their parents.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, this is fascinating, Brian. It's so good to meet you, and I appreciate you coming by and spending a few minutes with us and telling us a little bit about Cambridge Caregivers and Manchester Care Homes. And I know our listeners will benefit from knowing about you guys.
Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for being here.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Decision Points.